Hey guys, it's Lisa here, hope you're all well. It is Tuesday the 4th of June. I have my little stitchy buddy Daisy with me here today. It's just come 5 o'clock in the evening. I've just got in from work, hence the work attire. And I thought I'd better sit down and get this filmed for you. Otherwise, before we know it, we're going to be running into next week. I have no idea where time's going. I don't know what's happened the last month. I almost toyed with not doing a monthly update video because I have had so little progress. This month's been really bizarre in terms of work. Has just been, it's been busy, but we've had a lot on with work, so it's been a touch point, so review time. So I've had to sit down with my team and review each of them, which then has a knock-on effect for admin. I have dismissed a member of staff and then employed another person. So I've been interviewing, assessing. I have had to go through a process to bring them on to the organisation, which takes time. You know, when you just get to the end of the month and you think, where has time gone? And I look at my little tracker of how much stitching I've done, and there's been so little. There's been evenings when I've not stitched. I've only stitched one weekend out of 4 of them, and that was last weekend in my stitchy vlog that I did at the van. Other than that, I've done so little that I'm almost a bit embarrassed to sit down in front of you and show you. I mean, I am hoping that next month will be better, but I've been, yeah, very busy with work, tired, very tired on an evening where if I've done an hour, then it's an absolute miracle per evening, and some evenings not even stitched. I've had a run of migraines as well, so it's just been kind of a bit of a catalogue of disaster really. So I am hoping that this next month does improve slightly, and Daisy's been very playful on an evening as well, haven't you? So you know, all of a sudden a squeaky ball comes at me and I can't stitch, so I'm playing with you, aren't I? So I know, I think it's the Daisy show this, you know. But I thought, right, well, I will come on and show you what I've got done. So I've only worked on the 4 projects. Just to manage your expectations, the month has been that poor in terms of stitching that I haven't even had my chatelaine out from the last time you saw it. Not even had an opportunity to stitch on that and get it set up. So if you're here for the chatelaine, I'm really sorry, but there's no progress. This is how bad it's been. How can I not have stitched on the chatelaine at the very least? But I have just been so distracted, as I say. But I will show you like the slim pickings I've done, and hopefully, as I said, next month there will be a little bit more to show you. I am planning on heading across to the East Coast again this weekend. I was there, well, you saw my stitchy update. When was it? Yeah, from the previous weekend. I was there with my parents last weekend, just gone. So the weekend just gone. Didn't stitch obviously the whole time because they were there. We had a few jobs to do in and around the van that my dad did for me, which was really helpful. So yeah, nothing that weekend. So there's one missed. So yeah, anyway, let's move on. So the first thing I will show you is my Snapdragon. It's a Mirabilia piece. I haven't got it here, but I will put a picture in for you so you can see what she'll look like when she's finished. And I will show you where I was last month. And here she is now. So I'm hoping that the fabric looks alright in this light. But I'm stitching her on, it's 32 count opalescent Murano, which you will not be able to see any opalescent light catching, I am sure. This fabric was hand dyed by, this is a Chromatic Alchemy one, and it's called Quiescence, and I just love the way it's sort of half blue and half lilac, and obviously in her wings here there is some yellow shading, and I think that's just going to pull that out really nicely. So I got quite a lot of her sort of dress filled in, and then obviously came up and started putting the black in around the wings. Those wings are just gorgeous, I love them. But she's coming on. I'm hoping, I mean you just don't know, but I'm hoping to maybe have her stitched this month, and then I can finish her up the following month with just putting the beads on. You never know. I don't think she'll be a finish this month, but you never know, do you? There's a lot going on this month with work. We're away the week after next for a couple of days. I was away last month as well, so we're away again, and yeah, I just want to get across the static a little bit more. Not that I can't stitch there, but obviously there's quite a few distractions going on, and obviously I'm into my fitness at the minute as well, which, I'm looking at the Peloton which is stood over there, takes up a good hour of my evening. So by the time I'm getting in from work, I am exercising, getting showered, washing my hair, you know, cooking dinner. Before I know it, it's 8 o'clock, and I'm like, gosh, okay then, well, I'm up at 5:30 the following morning to get to wherever I need to be. I'm usually up between, well, 6 is usually the latest I'm up, so I like to go to bed and I need my sleep. So usually on a weeknight I'm in bed by 10, so you know, if I'm lucky if I get an hour stitching. So poor me. I tell you honestly, I've been not watching loads of YouTube this month because I haven't had a lot of time, but I have tried to keep a bit abreast of Stitch Mania. I mean, hats off to anybody who's done that. I don't know how you do it. I could never do it. I think I could probably do it if I didn't work, but I couldn't work and be involved in Stitch Mania. This was not a cat and hell's chance, and obviously with my poor contribution in May, which has to be the worst for any YouTube upload that I've ever done, that is looking at stitch in progress, then yeah, what can I say? It's not going to happen in many a year, I can tell you that much. But the next piece I will show you was the one I probably did get a little bit more done on out of them, and it is my Persephone by Mirabilia. So I'll put in a picture of what she will look like when she's done and where I was last month. And here she is now. So I don't know whether or not, hang on, let me get it in shot. You can see where I've stitched, so there's white in here. So if you saw my stitching vlog that I uploaded last time, you would have seen me filling in this top part of her dress. I'm not sure how well that's going to translate, but by and large there are a couple of things that still need filling in, but the bottom half of her dress is not far off being done prior to beading. So you can see the sections that need beading, and then on the white part as well, if I can get it into shot, you can see there where that needs also beading as well. So I did say in my stitchy vlog that I uploaded, I've gone wrong in and around here somewhere, so I had to be really careful because there is a pattern in that top part to make it match. So I sort of did, I couldn't work out where I'd gone wrong. It's always the same, isn't it? Mirrors are not difficult to stitch, but you do need to keep your concentration going. I mean, I can do a full-blown heaven and earth design with no gridding, just cross country, and not make a single mistake in the couple that I finished. There's not a mistake in them, and then I pick up a mirror and, you know, it goes a little bit odd. But you know, somebody said in the comments from My Stitch With Me, you know, it's now unique. She is unique, and a little bit of creative license has gone on, but I couldn't work out where it was. So I sort of worked my way up and my way up here, and sort of gradually met in the middle at the point where I knew it wasn't quite right, so I could try and not end up in a situation where this top part here just wasn't going to match, and I was having to be even more creative in terms of getting that right. But that's not too bad. She's coming on nicely. I do love working on this. For those that are interested, she's stitched on, apologies for the state of the fabric, it is really creased. It's 32 count again, another opalescent Murano. This was hand dyed by Kate at Sparkly's, and it is slightly nutty opalescent Murano in 32 count, so it's beautiful fabric. It's got like a pinky feel, like pinky tinge to it, and I think it just sets off the teals really nicely, so happy with her. So that was probably the piece that I had most progress on, so not too bad. Right, it goes progressively downhill, just to warn you. So, again, if you watched my Stitchy vlog update last week, you'll have seen the progress. Ooh. That's right, Daisy, wander off. She's just, honestly, she's got, not a dodgy tummy, but she's had a bit of wind of late, has Daisy, and she's just jumped onto the chair next to me, farted, and then jumped off, leaving the fart smell behind. Oh God, dogs, who'd have them? So the third thing I worked on was my Autumn at Hawker and Hollow piece, and yeah, I wanted to get onto the 4th block, so I'd stitched the topper and 3 of the blocks last time you saw it, and I just wanted to get into the 4th block. So again, you saw some updated progress on this. So it's this one here that I was working on over, not the weekend just gone, but prior to that, when I did stitch. Daisy! Daisy! Shush! Sorry guys. Bear with me, 3 takes. I'm back. She was barking at herself. Her reflection in my kitchen cupboards are like a high gloss finish. She's gone back again. I think she's going to do it again. She thinks there's another dog in the cupboard. Whoever said Daisy was intelligent was very wrong, weren't they? Now you're going to jump on my stitching just for that, are you? Go on, get up. So yes, the tree of life. So my lovely, God, I'm having a real problem negotiating the camera today and where it is, but my lovely red apple tree with some sort of mutant creature that sits below the tree that I don't know whether is a rabbit. When I get to stitch it, it's obviously not there yet. A rabbit, a cow, a pig, a lamb, or a dog. So, but it's massive, so whatever it is, it's huge. Mutant animal that I will be stitching in at some point. So there was reasonable progress made on that. So that's looking fab. So I'm stitching this in the Call for MPI silks, which almost took my eyes out because they're not the cheapest threads in the planet, but they're nice because they're giving the whole thing a really nice rustic feel. And I'm stitching this on, it's a 40 count linen, and it's vintage country mocha, and I just got this from so and so it's just literally plain on the back, and it's like, it's almost looked like it's tea and coffee dyed on the front. You have to excuse it because it is that creased, you probably can't even see the colour variegation on it. So yeah, but I really enjoyed working on that for the stint I did. So maybe, you never know, I might get that final 4th block, well, it's not the final block because it's 12, but that 4th block finished over the course of June. That would be nice. And then I've only got 8 because there's 12, so yeah, and then well over a third of the way through, aren't I, because I've already done the topper. So there you go, one more. It is my Steam Heart Heaven and Earth design. Last one. I was hoping for a page finish. Got half done at a push, you could call it. So I will put in a picture of how she'll be when she's done, what she'll look like. A picture of where I was last time. And here she is. I've probably got to stand with her to get her in. So you can see where I've been down here. There, stitching the next phase of her mechanical winging. So it's coming along. There was a lot of confetti in this section here, an awful lot of different colour changes. So it took a long time. She's been on the frame for a couple of weeks. I've probably got about 7 hours of stitching in her during that time, and had I had the opportunity to really apply myself with the stitching, that page would have been well and truly done. But as I said, I just haven't, for whatever reason that has been multiple this month. But yeah, that's her. So I mean, I don't know, I'd like to have that page finished by the time I come back and you see her again. Obviously I want to get the chatelaine out again this month, so there's bits and pieces that I want to do and things I want to achieve, but again, it's just, get off, it's just time permitting. So obviously, as I said, I'm thinking of going across the static this weekend again, so It hasn't sold, by the way. If you were following my Stitchy update, there is a story in it which I will do a stitch with me over the next week or so and tell you what's been going on over there. It's been drama. No wonder I've had migraine, but kind of reconciled myself to the fact that I might end up keeping it, partially because I have enjoyed spending time there, but secondly because I really don't think I'm going to be able to sell it. The site of being, shall we say, I think uncooperative is kind of the understatement of the year so far. And any advice to people who might think that having a static is a good idea? Yes, it is. It's lovely, and I do appreciate having a bolt hole to go to somewhere else. That's different. I have enjoyed that, but the implications of the fact that you own a van, but it's on land you don't own and you pay rent for, meaning that technically you don't have any rights to that property of yours, is difficult. So you kind of spend a lot of money but waive your rights away to anything when you sign up. So if people ever consider, get your paperwork in front of a solicitor before you agree to any of the terms and conditions, because they absolutely hold you to ransom 100%. So, you know, I would say that, but obviously I will tell you the full story over the Stitch With Me. And yeah, so there's only one thing that I've bought this month. So a little while ago, Teresa Little Stitcher uploaded a video on a new storage system that she'd bought, and it was called Annie's Keepers. I'll put it in the link below for you, because obviously I want to show you a packet of plastic stuff that probably won't make an awful lot of sense to you, but I liked it. So Teresa's using it, my understanding is, as a full storage system for all of her floss, and then she'll take out individual colours when she's doing different projects. So it was her way of storing. So I use floss away bags. I think Teresa's tried them in the past along with bobbins, and then moved on to the Annie's Keepers stuff. So I thought initially, while I get a feel for it, I would buy like a project bag. These were historically stocked in the US, and I know Teresa bought hers from the Annie's Keepers website, I think it was, from the US, and I know she was charged quite a lot of money for shipping and not shipping but customs charges. But if you're in the UK, Kate at Lakeside Needlecraft has started stocking various different packages of this, and basically, if you check out Teresa's video, let me just, I don't want to open it actually, because Daisy's just knocked the camera. Careful! You've got these little sort of clip things that you thread your floss onto. I hope you can see that. And then you've got like little white sliders basically, and you slide your plastic things onto these sliders here, and they hold your floss, and you write numbers on them obviously so you know what you've got. And then if there's specific colours that you're working with, you can just feed the little plastic things onto the metal. I'm not explaining that very well, am I? Onto this little metal thing. So say, you know, I want to take maybe half a dozen threads away with me for a project I'm working on. I don't have to take the whole stuff with me. So I bought that because I am planning on kitting my Russian cross-stitch kit that I got from Maureen. So Maureen opened an online stitching store and sent me a massive box of Stitchy Kindness, which is back in my previous videos, and this was one of the patterns that she sent me. So she sells quite a lot of Russian stuff, which is really good, and yeah, I just want to get that kitted up. So I've got enough sort of plastic floss threaders, so to speak, to actually get this all sorted and organised. So I may get that organised over the weekend potentially, we'll see. Teresa's video is awesome. I don't see the point in repeating it unless you specifically want to see this. I mean, Teresa's setup is you know, she's got quite a lot of stuff, so I would imagine in terms of me just having something for a project and her having a full storage system, you might be better off looking at that if it's going to be an option for you. But yeah, let me know if you want me to show you how I prep for this kit. I'm more than happy to do that. Yeah, just let me know in the comments box. But with that said, I'm probably going to get myself away now, get out of my work clothes, get organised, need to get on my bike, need to cook dinner, try and find a little bit of time to stitch, get this uploaded for you. I might not get it up tonight, but potentially tomorrow, so you'll have something to view. And yeah, I mean, hopefully I'll get back into a little bit more of a regular stitchy sort of progress. I haven't lost the stitchy bug, it's not that, it's just distractions for one thing and another, just busy, isn't it? We were just talking to one of our customers today, and you know, we were having a chat about lack of time and how I just said I just wish I had an extra 24 hours a week. I really do. I could do so much with that time, but we don't have it, do we? Obviously it wouldn't be a work day, it would be an extra weekend day. But yeah, I just don't know where time's going. I can't believe we're into June now. The weather in the UK does not look like June weather. It's raining very hard at the minute. I think it's going to rain for the rest of the week. If it's not been raining, it's been blowing, oh God, such really wild winds. So we've had wild winds and rain and not an awful lot of sunshine. So it's been a bit miserable. So I'm hoping that it picks up and we start to get a bit of summer going. So we'll see. We've got fingers crossed. But it's been lovely to spend time with you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and thank you to everybody who keeps coming back for more. I really do appreciate you all so much, and you are ultimately the reason why I do this. I just wouldn't sit talking to a camera normally. Not most days anyway. But I love you and leave you at this point, and I'll catch you soon with a stitch with me of some nature. Alright guys, you take care. I'll catch you soon. Bye for now.